Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. As you can see, cryptos are falling even lower after yesterday's drop. And actually, over the past 24 hours, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies that are down over 10%. So this is a pretty significant drop. And I think that we have more room to the downside ahead, unfortunately. Now, just a few days ago, the market was actually looking relatively strong, and we got that bearish news from the Bitcoin ETF delay. The market reacted very badly to that, and that's what created this drop here. So we're kind of in free fall mode right now. We are coming up on some support levels on certain cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Others have already fallen below their critical support levels. So I'm going to cover everything in more detail during our technical analysis. But I think the point that I wanted to make here is that there's a lot of fear, of course, and I want to mention this headline right here on this article just because I think that it really represents well what's happening. So basically, the Bitcoin outlook is souring as the price is dropping, and that's something that you'll see if you look, across the cryptocurrency subreddit forums and stuff like that. A lot of people now seem to be losing a lot of hope, and kind of, the whole doomsday scenario is coming back into play here, where people think it's, the end of crypto. Now, I don't think it's necessarily the case. But like I said, we could definitely fall lower here, and I think that the hard times are not over yet, despite the fact that we weren't looking too bad just about a week or two ago, and actually seemed that we were going to have an opportunity to truly get an uptrend starting. At this point, I think we're really still stuck in this period that's just rough all around. So let me go over a couple important articles here that I think will give you a better idea of what's happening right now. So first off, and let me know your thoughts on all of this as well in the comments down below. I'd be interested to hear how low you think cryptos are going to go, and what you think the overall outcome will be as we head into 2019. But basically, this article here mentioned that the crypto market actually just hit a low for 2018, right? And this is actually based on the overall market cap. So this alone means that we are still downtrending overall and made an even new low. So that's never a good sign. When you make lower lows, you usually end up dropping even more. And the other thing that I want to mention, this is going to be very important over the next couple weeks to months, is that the SEC will decide on 9 Bitcoin ETFs in total in the next 2 months. Now, what concerns me with this is we already have another approval or disapproval coming in August 23rd for the ProShares ETF, and the thing that you have to realize is 9 Bitcoin ETFs, right? So think about the drops we had on the 2 previous Bitcoin ETFs rejections, and think about if we get all of these that are rejected or delayed or whatever, it could really take a serious hit on the market, right? So that's something that's a bit concerning, just the quantity here, and the fact that if we get any kind of drop similar to what we're having now, every time we get a rejection, we're going to fall very low. Now, we'll see what happens. This is not predictable in if they're going to get approved or not, but it's just something to realize that most likely we're going to get somewhat of a drop every time we get a rejection. It might be worse sometimes and less bad other times, but based on previous history, we've seen that the market does not like these Bitcoin ETF rejections. So let's go ahead and jump into the technical analysis here. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter as well. And talking about Bitcoin, we can see that we actually put in a low yesterday of $6,121. And we're still downtrending, of course. I think that at this point we really will need to test $6,000. And what concerns me is you'll see this on other cryptocurrencies charts such as Ethereum, but cryptos like Ethereum are actually falling below their critical support level, and that leads me to think that cryptos will continue to fall lower here. So unless we're really able to get a good stabilization in over the next week, I think that we might even see a drop below 6,000 satoshis, and at that point our next stop would be 5,000 satoshis. The one thing that I do like about that is that $5,000 mark was a level that we kind of were looking to hit for a while. Didn't end up happening last time, but we never actually closed this gap over here at 5,000 satoshis. So at least if we go down to that, we'll have cleared out a lot of the downside, I think, and I think that will really lead to getting in that last bit of downside to finally allow us to move higher again. So that could be our next support level, 5,000 satoshis, maybe a little bit lower than that, closer to 4,800 satoshis, just to get a bounce off our long-term uptrend line. But those are our major long-term support levels, right? So a move below that would be absolutely disastrous. However, it would provide, of course, a very nice bounce opportunity. But like I said, 6,000 $6,000 is our current support level. But with that being said, I'm just not 100% confident that we're going to be able to remain above that over the next few weeks. Indicators still in free fall mode right now. Let's go ahead, take a look at Ethereum, see what's going on. So we're going to take a look at the chart here, and as you can see, we dropped below our $361 critical support level. That puts in a lower low compared to back here, and we're even below our longer term uptrend line. So if I go ahead and draw out our, let's see, I'm going to draw out some support levels here ahead, and we're going to take a look at where we might get a potential bounce here. So a lot of support around $270. So I'll go ahead and draw that in there, and then we also have a pretty big support level at $220. And then finally, if we're really going to go lower than that, we have support at $136. Now that's just crazy even thinking about Ethereum going back down to basically almost $100, but it is technically possible. Of course, a lot of this will depend on the Bitcoin ETFs and then just Bitcoin's price action. But ahead, I think that the next stop will be $270 here. I don't necessarily see it going lower than that for now, but if things get worse after that, it could. So $273, that would be our next big support level, and I think the area that we would get a strong bounce off of. As you can see, Litecoin already dropped below its critical support level, and now we're going to be heading down to our next important support level, which is going to be all the way down to $45. So that's where I expect some strong support for Litecoin. Let's go ahead, take a look at Nano next, see what's going on. So taking a look at the Binance chart here, we can see that still holding up relatively well here, especially compared to a lot of other altcoins. But I'm not expecting Nano to make any kind of reversal here. I think that we're going to continue falling lower, and any move below 20,000 satoshis is going to create even more downside, probably leading us to 10,000 satoshis or even lower. Let's go ahead, take a look at XRP now, see what's going on with Ripple. So Ripple is currently, actually it dropped below this tighter consolidation over here, right? And now we're heading already to our next support level, which is 30 cents. So that's pretty interesting. I like the fact that it's already at 30 cents, because that was our very big support level, and that's where our previous breakout was. That started this whole run up. So we finally closed this gap once and for all, and that might mean that we're ready to start consolidating already. Ripple has a tendency to have these long consolidations. The one last thing that could happen, I think, for Ripple is if we do end up moving below 30 cents, then we'll end up back in this long consolidation over here that we had before the big run up, right? So that would be around 20 cents actually. So that there is a possibility for a bit more downside, but at least it got through a lot of those areas where we could still drop lower, and at this point, really coming towards the bottom here for Ripple, I think. Let's go ahead, take a look at NEO, see what's going on. So NEO is currently falling. It fell below $26, now bounced off $20. Very similar to Ripple here in that sense. So we'll see if we're going to start consolidating right above $20. I think it has a pretty good chance of doing so. We could still fall lower here. Next stop would be $13. So I'll go ahead and draw in that support level. For the time being, though, in the shorter term, I think we'll probably hold up a little bit around $20. Let's take a look now at our next crypto, which is going to be EOS, see what's going on. So taking a look at the Binance chart here, we can see that right now EOS is showing some signs that it's trying to recover, but obviously based on these market conditions, that's going to be very hard. We're now below 9,300 satoshis, which is our big support level. So at this point, I think we're just going to slowly but surely fall lower down to 7,000 satoshis. That's where I expect some stabilization for EOS. Let's take a look now at Stellar Lumens, see what's going on. And we're going to take the Binance chart for that. So Stellar Lumens is actually starting to bounce a little bit here, right above its uptrend line. A lot of support at around 3,000 satoshis. Don't see us going below that for now. In the short term, in a couple weeks though, that could be different. But for now, we're finally starting to stabilize. I think we'll probably do so for at least another week, and we'll have to reevaluate at that point. Let's go ahead and take a look at Lisk now, see what's going on. So Lisk is currently continuing to fall lower. Like I said, I don't like Lisk here. I think it's acting very weak. Next stop I'd say is $3. See if we can get a bounce off that. If not, it's going to be onwards towards $2. And until Lisk gets back above $4.71, I wouldn't touch it personally. As per usual, that's not financial advice. That's just my personal opinion. As with everything in this video, let's go ahead and take a look at our last cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is going to be Cardano. Let's see. Sorry about that. Was going to forget Cardano. So let's see what's going on with that. And right now, Cardano is actually holding up relatively well. It did drop below its uptrend line. The thing is, we were below our 2,000 Satoshi support level, and that just leads me to think that no matter if we're able to stabilize a little bit here, at the end of the day, we're probably going to be heading back down to 1,254 Satoshis, which is our next support level. So I think it's just a matter of time before we reach that level. However, I do think we can get a good bounce there. Let's go ahead, take a look at Iota, see what's going on. So Iota is right in the middle of this range between basically 90 cents and 30 cents. So still in free fall mode. Fell actually a very big amount, very spot on to my predictions here at 60 cents. That's where I said we're going to be heading next. I think we're going to be heading next to 50 cents. So if we move below that, I'll take that as confirmation that we're going down all the way to 33 cents, which was our area before the big run up, right? So that kind of closes the gap as well, and that's why it's a very logical area to get some strong support. With that being said, this is the end of this daily crypto update. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time.